What's happening? I hear you ask. Pardon the fact, I've still got this constriction in my throat. What's happening? I hear you ask. Still there. Domestic communication is nil. Couples therapy is not good. I don't like the therapist. I find her manner very grating and abrasive, but I will carry on. I'm not sure I can talk to her very well, but I'll carry on for the moment. Why? Said I'm making an effort. Wife is away doing music again for the second week, and as a result I'm working on my own, which I find very stressful. That's what I'm doing today. And then after that, we're working tomorrow morning and then going off to look after someone's animals for a day and a half, which is nice, but again, that's pretty stressful also, because I don't know what I'm doing, really. But I've opted to take it on. Other news. Have I got any other news? Let me think about that. Oh, yes, there is something else. I learnt last week or the week before that my father is still alive. Now, that surprises me. He's, I gather, 95, and I haven't seen him for the best part of 40 years. Hadn't had any contact with him for all that time. And I think, encouraged by my friend, but I think this anyway, that I need to make the effort to contact him, which I have initiated via my sister, who is in Sweden, but she is in touch with him. My thought was that I would be able to visit him, which is a frightening thought, but I was prepared to do it. My friend offered to come along for support, which really would have been nice, but I wouldn't want to rely on that happening, because it's a big thing for her to do. But anyway, I said to my sister that I wanted to try and see him, and she went away, and then, well, my friend wanted this to happen last weekend when I got the news, and she seemed to think it would happen just like that. But I mentioned it to my sister with a view to it possibly happening this weekend, because my wife's away. But my sister got back and said that she thinks it wouldn't be a good idea because he's very frail and he's not really up to receiving visitors. Which leaves me in a more awkward position, whereas I would have faced with relative ease actually meeting him, seeing him face to face. The idea of a telephone conversation is absolutely terrifying, because it does rely on words, and words are not my thing, really. I do struggle to communicate, and the more stressful the situation is, the less communicative I become. And so really I dread the idea of ringing my father, excuse the noise, and being unable to speak to him and just having to say, look, I can't talk. I got nothing to say, I can't talk to you. I haven't seen you or spoken to you for 40 years and I still can't talk to you. I did tell my sister I wouldn't be doing it for the next couple of days because I have this work to do and I should be working now. And really anxiety around the work takes up all my time. And there's the anxiety about going to look after the animals, which is not really me in some ways. I haven't been around animals for 25, 30, maybe more. Yeah, over 30 years. So although I have done this before, a few weeks ago, I have fewer instructions and more anxiety, I think. So until these two things, the work and the at least arriving and seeing the layout of the animals, because I know there's a bull there that wasn't there before, and things have moved around. And a whole bunch more chicks as well. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I'd like to get this anxiety out of the way before I address speaking to my father. And I'm still racked with anxiety. What do I say other than I've got nothing to say? Do I say, I'm sorry I walked out on you 40 years ago? Am I? It was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do then, and it was still the right thing to do. Do I say sorry for not being able to form any sort of bond with you as a child despite your efforts? Do I ask him to forgive me? I don't know. I need to talk about this with someone, but I don't have anyone to talk about it. With whom to talk about it? Other than my friend, and she's otherwise occupied at the moment. So, interesting times ahead in the near future. The hypnotherapist that I have been seeing did have some advice and referred me back to an exercise we did early on, but I can't remember what it was. So, can I just email her and say, can you remind me what it was you were talking about? Because we were going to look at it next time, which isn't for another 4 or 5 weeks. And I need to know now. Anyway, rambling over. Stuff going on. Fair bit of stress and anxiety. Despite that, two things that I have chosen to do. I've chosen to do this market tomorrow, and I have chosen to establish contact with my father. So it's come from me, both things. I've also chosen to do the look after the animals. That's it.